blessed Savior, then in love, fear and distrust remove. Oh, bear me safe above, a ransom of the soul.
Thank you so much for that good singing. Our bulletin this morning has the 7 churches picture on the front. If you weren't able to pick one up on the way in, there's some on that back table in the back corner. There's some out in the lobby. You can pick one up as you leave if you desire to have one. And again, so glad to have each of you here. One of the wonderful things we can do as a church is come together when one of our church members sees a loved one go home to heaven. And that's the privilege of our church this week. And Brian Sutton, if you're a new visitor, that would be the man that's leading our singing this morning up on the platform with me. But Brian Sutton and his sister Amy from just around the corner over in Portland, Oregon. And so she flew in. And what a blessing to share the loss of Brian and Amy and the Sutton family, siblings and grandchildren and children and so on. And so Gladys is in heaven, and praise the Lord. We're excited for her presence and her reunion with her loved ones, and so glad to be able to pray with and for this family during this time. And we thank the Lord for Gladys. So in your bulletin, just a couple of announcements. On that line, there is a notice in your bulletin about the funeral. And so it'll be Thursday at Saul's Funeral Home in Bluffton, and that time will be at 10 o'clock. And so 10 o'clock this week, Thursday, in Bluffton at Saul's Funeral Home, in their chapel is where the service will be. If you want to come by an hour ahead of time or any time ahead of that, that's when visitation will be. So if you want to come to visitation, that would start at 9 o'clock. And then the service will be at 10. And then her husband was in the military and is interred in Beaufort National Cemetery. And so that is where Gladys will be interred. And so her burial will be at 12 noon following the funeral, and then the drive over to Beaufort National Cemetery. So those are the details. And wanted you to know about that and participate in any way that you're able. And certainly we are praying with and for Brian and all of his family. Just some other announcements in your bulletin. Please pray for the missionaries of the week, and you have them there in your bulletin. We take all of our missionaries and then divide them up by 4, and so we're basically praying, at least as far as the bulletin goes, we're remembering 1/4 of the missionaries that we support. And so the Childs are in Cape Town, the Coltranes are in Leyte in the Philippines, the Dykes are in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The Frus are in Nyíregyháza in Hungary. The Gatanas are in Lusaka, Zambia. Dorothy Halsey, a missionary widow, is in Raleigh. The Hendersons are in Maritzo, Guam. Brother Hunt is in aviation, and they are located in New Bern, North Carolina. And Brother Jeffcoat, William, and Samantha, they are missionaries to Southeast Asia. Please pray for all of these missionaries. If you're aware of any particular needs, as we've heard from all of them from time to time as they give us updates, be sure to be praying for them. I don't have any letters to share, and that's why if you get the emails, you didn't get any missionary letters, but they come in as they send them, and we send them on to you. This morning, I'll be continuing our series in the book of Revelation. Tonight, I'll be preaching a message in conjunction, kind of with that. Pergamos is the compromising church, so tonight at 6 o'clock, the title of the message will be How Not to Be a Compromiser. And I think the Apostle Paul can help us with that a lot. And so that's what we'll be looking at tonight at 6 o'clock. Hope you can come. And again, visitors, it's a blessing to have you here this morning. And then just 2 more announcements. Ladies, the ladies' meeting is coming up on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. So please come. Please invite any other lady that you'd like to have here. And that'll be a good time for our ladies from 7 to 8:30 in the evening. So that is Tuesday, the 6th of September. And then we're going back to 9:30 Sunday school. For COVID, we made Wednesday night our Sunday night, if you will. So it was Wednesday school, if you will. But we're going back to 9:30 Sunday school. That'll be on September the 11th. So just make your plans accordingly. And the adult series will be Salt and Light. And teens and children and nursery all have their own materials they're working through. And so just an excellent time to learn and grow in the Bible. All right, that's our announcements. And then I typically forget or just don't say anything about the offering. Another thing that happened with COVID, I guess we can change that, right? We can change anything we want to. We've been putting our offering in the box out in the lobby, and that has worked. I forgot to do that last week, okay? So I don't know if you've ever forgotten the old box in the hallway, but it was sitting right here in my Bible, ready to go, and I opened the flap. Oh, whoa. So that'll get in the box. And don't want to forget that. But thank you for your faithfulness in giving. Our missionaries and to our church, God's been good in that regard, and we thank the Lord for your giving.
My sister and I were chatting yesterday about the merits of the cross and discussing the love of God, which just never ends. Song number 233 speaks to that. As we sing together, I know